Hey everyone, how you doing today? My name's Eric. As always, I want to thank you for taking a minute and checking out my video today. On this episode of Smo'King, I'm going to be searing some ribeye steaks with the GrillGun. What is the GrillGun? Well, it's right here. And basically, it's a 400,000 BTU mini flamethrower shaped like a gun. I mean, how cool is this? Now, I was very excited when I got an email a couple weeks ago from Bob Healey, who is the founder and owner of a company called GrillBlazer, and he designed and manufactures this grill gun. And he also has another version, which is a little short version called the Sous Vide gun. That's almost like this with a few exceptions, and that's more designed for sous vide, meat. And those of you familiar with my channel, you know that I do a lot of sous vide cooking, and sous vide cooking is excellent. I highly recommend it. You get perfect results. The only downside is you have to really put a hot sear on whatever it is you're cooking, otherwise it just doesn't look appetizing. And usually this involves a hot cast iron pan on the oven or stove, maybe a grill outside. You really got to get some intense heat. This is going to make it much quicker and simpler, because rather than having to wait a half hour to get some charcoals lit, or whether to smoke up the kitchen trying to do a hot sear in a cast iron pan, I could just put it down, spray it with some hot, intense heat for around a minute on each side, and you are done. He sent me the regular kit here, which includes a stand for the propane tank, and also a hose adapter if you just want to plug it into your 20-gallon propane tank, which most people have if you have a stove that's powered, or a Blackstone griddle. So stick around. We're going to put this together. We're going to test it out. I'm going to light some charcoal, and of course, I'm going to be searing some ribeye steaks for my family and I tonight, and we're going to test out this grill gun. Let's get cooking. Alright, so the grill gun kit that Bob sent me includes the gun itself, obviously, the hose adapter, and the stand. I'll put this out of the way because we don't need that right now. Now the stand's kind of ingenious because it allows you to hold the grill gun while it's attached to the propane tank completely upright, which you need to vertically, because if you don't know, liquid propane, it's liquid and it's a gas. And what happens is, a lot of people, he's got a lot of informative videos on his website. I'll leave a link below. So if you are considering purchasing one, check out his videos. I guess the biggest problem was people were connecting this to the propane tank, and then they were laying it down sideways. And what happens when you tilt the tank sideways is that some of that liquid actually pours into the gun, and it could be very dangerous because you don't want to spray the liquid propane. You just want to spray the vapors that you're igniting. So he's got some safety valves built into the gun to prevent it from operating if liquid gets in there. And a lot of people would complain, I hooked it up, it was working for a couple minutes, and then it stopped, probably because they tilted it in such a way to cause some liquid to go in there. Now this stand, like I said, is pretty cool. It's got two possible settings, and this was clever thinking on his part. You might be familiar with this type of propane tank. In fact, I got a little torch on the end of it here. Okay, most people have one of these in their garage. And when you do it in the first setting like that, it'll hold the smaller kind of diameter propane tank. And if you click it to the next notch, whoops, like this one right here. Okay, and just to show you here, it's pretty basic. Yeah, take the cap off the propane canister. He's got a little safety cap on the bottom here, and it does say just hand tighten. So kind of hold it upright like this, and we're gonna just hand tighten it. There's a little gasket in there, and you'll feel when it starts to get tight. Okay, like so. And then this way you can store it right there next to your grill, next to your fireplace. Keep it completely upright, so you're not going to have any problems of setting that safety valve when you get some liquid propane in. Another thing I have to say, as far as directions and stuff, he's got a lot of stuff that came in the box, a lot of cool things. This is probably the most intensive user's manual that I've ever come across, and obviously probably because we're dealing with a 400,000 mini flamethrower. So, you know, make sure you look it over, read all the directions, all the safety warnings, and go from there. But anyway, I'm gonna get my sous vide machine started. We're gonna get some ribeye steaks seasoned and thrown in there to cook for a couple hours, and then we're gonna go outside, we're gonna play around with this and see how this thing performs. Be back in a second. All right, guys, I got some bone-in ribeye steaks on sale for $6.99 a pound at Stater Brothers. Let's get these, get this opened up. Take a look here. I'm just gonna season them right here in this paper. Oh yeah, these look good. Look at that. Oh yeah, they look good. And what I'm seasoning it with is this Atlanta Grill Company Prime. You could just do salt and pepper or whatever your favorite rub is. I'm not even going to put any olive oil or anything on them. I'm just going to season both sides. I'm going to get them in some Ziploc freezer bags and into the sous vide bath. I'm cooking mine at 134 degrees. And, you know, that's around a medium rare to medium temperature. And then you can go more or less. My main focus of this video today is obviously to check out how well that GrillGun works. I got another single steak. I'm going to do a total of 4. But let me get these all seasoned up and sealed in some freezer bags, and we'll be back in a second. All right, here we are, 4 bone-in ribeye steaks seasoned up. Oh man, we're going to have some good eating tonight. Let me get some freezer bags. We'll get those put in the sous vide bath. Be back in a second. All right, guys, since I'm only going to cook these for a couple hours, I decided just to put them in the Ziploc freezer bags, but they are a tight squeeze. So these are pretty monstrous as far as ribeyes. At least I'm not used to getting them this big bone on. So if you're not familiar, I got a little rack on the bottom here. Got 134 degrees. I'm going to put these steaks down, kind of force the air out as I submerge it in the water. And then we're going to try to squeeze all that air out and then seal it up. Right there, okay? And then I'm just going to clip it on the end, like so. And then sometimes, boy, this is a tight fit. I might put a little bit more water in there. Kind of lay these in here just to kind of hold everything down. And I'm going to add a couple more cups of water just to make sure. Looks like they're under the submerged line, but I want to make sure everything's fully submerged. So I got 134. We're going to go 2 hours. We'll be back in a little bit. All right, guys, you know what time it is. I got 2 hours to wait for those steaks to cook. Time for a beverage. I'm trying something brand new I've never had. I saw a commercial. I've been on keto diet for around 3 weeks now, and I saw a commercial. These are Corona Hard Seltzer. It's spiked sparkling water, and this one happens to be blackberry lime.
You drink sparkling water?
Well, I've never had it before. What caught my attention was this right here. 0 carbs, 0 sugar, gluten-free, 90 calories, 4.5% alcohol. So boy, oh boy, that looks like a good choice if you're on keto.
Why would sparkling water have alcohol?
Well, they put alcohol in there. And this is my son Kyle. Say hi.
Hi.
He's having something also from Mexico. Mine's made in Mexico, and you're having one made in Mexico. Jarritos Grapefruit. This is a Mexican soda company that uses real sugar, and I think Kyle's tried, what, maybe 6 or 7 of them. He's liked every single one of them. So that's what Kyle's having.
Like 10 at least.
Yeah, you probably had 10. But they're good, I have to say. I think just because they use real sugar in a lot of the American companies these days.
A lot of the American companies can't make hardly anything.
They use corn syrup and artificial sweeteners.
And not just with soda, but
Okay, it
most
smells
American
like
stuff isn't that good.
I smell a little bit of blackberry. But that's about it. And this is the first time I put glass or ice in both our glasses, Kyle, because I figure I'm drinking water and you're drinking a soda. Certainly,
We've had ice in both of our glasses before.
I usually drink beer and I don't put ice in beer. So ingredients, guys: carbonated water, alcohol from sugar, natural flavors, citric acid, sodium citrate. So anyway, very interesting. I'm just going to try it. I don't know. Only time I have like seltzer or any kind of sparkling water, maybe if I'm mixing it with vodka or something, but this might be like that. Blackberry lime. Okay. As always, guys, I appreciate you watching my video. Cheers so much. You ready, Kyle?
Yeah.
I don't smell anything. A little bit of blackberry. All right. Cheers. Tastes like water. Like carbonated water.
Thank you.
I can taste a little bit of the blackberry and a little bit of the lime at the end, but have you ever had some of those 0-calorie fizzy waters in the store? This kind of tastes like that, but of course it's alcohol. I don't taste any alcohol. I mean, I know it's only 4.5%, but that could be dangerous if, if you're drinking it on a hot day. You can't even taste the alcohol. I don't taste any alcohol whatsoever. It just tastes like water to me. Wow, that's amazing. All right. What about you, Kyle?
Very light.
Very light?
Mm-hmm.
Now, grapefruit soda, the only grapefruit soda I know of that we can compare would be like Squirt.
Squirt has more of a, it tastes more, like, strong.
A little bit stronger, like grapefruit flavor?
This is pretty light, but it's still good.
Huh, okay. Well, there you go, guys. So, a couple hours on this. These have just been in, let's see, just been in for around 10 minutes. I'm going to enjoy one of these, maybe another one, and we'll be back in a couple hours, take these out, then we'll go outside and start playing around with that grill gun. I want it to get a little bit darker out so you guys will be able to see the flame a little bit better too. As always, guys, I appreciate you watching. Cheers. Cheers, Kyles. And cheers to our viewers. We'll be back in a little bit. All right, so here we are. I have a 1-gallon propane tank hooked up to it. So let's get this started. We turn this knob a little bit. You ignite it with the trigger. And then you can either intensify it by continuing to turn the lever up, or you can pull here in the grip. So let's check this out. All right. So, I'll turn this on, back it off a little bit. Let's hit the, turn that down just a little bit like that. And then basically, let's try the trigger here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's some intense flame. All right, let's try to start some charcoal and see how long that's going to take. All right, guys, you see I have a basket of charcoal here. I'm just going to see how long it'll take me to light this. So let's just check this out. Alright guys, there you go. I probably had that on there for around a minute. And yeah, it's those coals are definitely going. Woo, there's some heat. So wow, I can only imagine at the campsite, you know. I went camping last time and I bought a couple big things of logs, but I didn't have any newspaper. And I didn't, all I had was a big lighter. It was very hard to get a fire started. I had to look for leaves and small tinder to kind of get a little bit of kindling going. Boy, with something like this, man, no problem. You could start those logs up. Just give it a minute. This is pretty intense, man. All right, we'll be back in a second. All right, welcome back. It's been just over 2.5 hours, but that's the great thing about sous vide. You're not like on a certain schedule. And these were a little thick anyway, thicker than the 1 inch. I think they're on 1.25 inches, maybe 1.5 inches. So it should have no bearing on anything. So we'll pull these out, get them dried off. Try that new GrillGun to put a nice hot sear on these. All right. Oh, it smells good. All right. Make sure you dry them off real good so they'll be able to take on a nice hot sear. And you can let them sit out here at room temperature. It's not going to hurt anything. You probably want them to cool down a little bit anyway. I barely have enough room here. Alright, then we're just going to take some paper towels. You can dry them off really well. Flip them around. That's all there is to it. Let me get these prepared. Be back in a second. Alright guys, the first thing I'm going to do now is just sanitize this grill, kind of get it a little bit hot here. And of course, we got to do the little squeeze lever. Let me get those steaks. Alright, the moment of truth has arrived. Let's get these steaks a nice little sear. They're sizzling, didn't take long at all. And the cool thing about this, you know, you can get around to the sides, to the back side. Hit those pieces of fat. Alright, let's get these flipped over. Alright, I just flipped them here. Let's finish these off. Wow, is that fun? And listen to that. Wow. Well, not the landscaper, but the sizzle. Anyway, these are done, guys. I'll meet you inside. All right, guys, here we are. I just came in, threw them on the cutting board here. Man, that gun put a very nice sear on these steaks. I have to say, I'm pretty impressed. I mean, look at this. And it was just, you saw, maybe 45 seconds, minute on each side. Man, they smell wonderful. Cut into these in just a second. We're going to slice into this one right here. One for each of us for dinner, and one just a sample on camera. So I'm just using a regular old steak knife. Ooh, it's very... Let's see. Let me cut a little bit better piece. There's a piece of fat there. But there you go. Look at this. Wow. All right, I'm gonna cut some pieces. It looks like it's perfectly cooked. It's very tender. Oh my goodness. I mean, look at that. All right. Slice a few more pieces. We'll get the family out here and try this. Be back in a second. All right, welcome back. I'm here with my family, my wife Monica, my son Kyle. I cut some pieces up. I put a fork with it. This is my fork, Kyle.
Oh, here's yours. Okay.
So I know this is really about the sear that the gun does,
Yeah.
but you know,
Oh,
we
that
gotta
looks
try it
great.
anyway on camera, right?
Oh my gosh. That looks so amazing. This is good.
Perfectly flavored.
This is so good.
Wow.
You don't buy this that often, do you?
No. Oh, I'm glad it was on sale at the store.
Oh my gosh, this is so good. I could eat this every day, Eric.
Yeah, it's very good.
Every day. Wow.
A little up
You like
side.
it? Mm-hmm. Yeah?
Move over a little bit. I want to show people on
It's-
camera. No, this way.
It's kind of interesting that he can make it this good by using his humongous gun. Right here. Right
The
above
grill gun.
you. Look how.
I'm right here. You're kind of blocking my way. Like I have a weed torch, and I did a review, kind of like the budget searing for sous vide. But this is much better. I mean, obviously it's more expensive, but it's more controllable. I like the fact you can use the small tanks. You can direct the heat. I'm gonna take this camping, Kyle. Next time we need to start a campfire, we're not gonna have to mess with kindles and leaves and little bits of paper. I'll just pull this bad boy out right.
See that? We got like dual wheel on. You should like Kyle.
Yeah, well, yeah, Kyle, you could try it.
Let
It's really
Kyle
easy.
do it.
It's a lot of fun. But the
You can
manual
shoot a
did
gun
say
in the
do
fire.
not let children operate.
Yeah. Well, he's almost he's going into teenager.
He's
years.
almost a teenager, so
He can
maybe
do it, yeah.
with strict adult supervision. Anyway, guys, I'll leave a link below. Thank you, Bob, for sending this to me. It's great. I really love it, and I'm going to be using it
I'll make sure
for
to
many
give
years to
Ava it.
come. I like the way it's engineered, the little igniter. It looks clean. It's got everything it needs to have, and it's fun to use. So,
That grill gun just made our family very happy.
so if you guys are interested, check the link out below. And again, I appreciate you watching my video. If you like it, hit the like button. I would love it if you would consider subscribing. And we'll see you next time. I'll leave a link above to my website, ericsmokingbbq.com.
Now, if we don't post for 2 months, just like best expect the house burned down. Because the grill gun.
With this thing?
Oh, no.
No. I'm going to not only use this outside.
gonna
This
start
is an
dual-wielding
inside
them.
thing. All right, guys. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Bye, guys.